Who have I got with me today?
My name is Jonathan Wayne Andress.
Andress?
Andress.
Andress.
Yep.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
And you have your reputation precedes you, the quality of work that you do.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about Jonathan. Are you from Lakeland?
So my dad was born and raised in Lakeland. I started kindergarten in Winter Haven, but he did retail and he was really good at it. So they always moved him around a lot to all the bad stores and he'd fix them. And so I lived in Dade City, Sarasota, Venice, Zephyr Hills, Augusta, Georgia, Winter Haven, Lakeland. As a kid, we moved all over, but we always ended up back in Lakeland or the very close area. My parents live in Auberdale now. So yeah.
So you're a local.
Yeah.
You're a local.
Yeah, I guess.
You're more local than I was.
Okay.
I've been here since 2003, but I'm originally from Cincinnati area.
Okay.
My mom and dad job transferred while I was in the military.
Yeah.
And came down here and met my wife. She's from Plant City, in Ybor City. I met her in Ybor, and 30 years later, here we are, 2 kids later, you know. So you're originally from here, this area, and how did you get into, what is Jonathan Wayne Andress?
What is Jonathan Wayne Andress? I don't know. I am every day discovering more about myself and evolving and changing, and there's no cap or limit. But I guess at the moment it's really my family, my wife, and my parents, and then it's hiking and video are the things that really like, or nature in general. You know, just love being in the woods. It's a reset. I like being out in front of people. I don't mind that, but it's an energy drain. And being alone in solitude and in the woods connected to nature is my fill up, time to re-energize and whatnot.
I can appreciate that. I heard of this new grounding where you walk on the ground barefoot and it re-energizes you. Literally, there's an electron that goes through you and it grounds you. And I haven't done that in so many years.
Yeah.
I haven't been in the woods in the year. I can't remember last time I was in the woods. I'm ashamed.
Yeah.
Probably back when I was in the Army. Last time I've been in the woods.
Yeah.
But I do meditate.
Okay.
Meditation is my soul where I can get myself back to things.
I feel like it's a form of meditation, being in the woods, especially walking and moving, like not just lounging all day, but breaking camp and then going, okay, how many miles do we have to go? Where's the water sources? Where are we going to sleep? What's the weather like? And then move. So I actually hiked are you familiar with the Appalachian Trail?
Oh yeah. It's over there near 19. It goes up and
it starts in Georgia and it goes all the way to Maine. So it goes through 14 states and it's just shy of 2,200 miles. So I worked for Publix in 2012 and quit Publix after 6 years there to hike the Appalachian Trail. So I started April 7th and finished October 8th, so 6 months and 1 day.
You
walked the whole thing, all 2,190 something
miles. What motivated you to make that choice?
As a kid, in Scouts, we hiked the Appalachian Trail. My first hike was on the Appalachian Trail at Springer, and it always stuck with me, and we went back and did a few more, and there was a 50-mile hike that was failed, that the Scoutmasters wussed out on.
Wow.
The kids did. We wanted to keep going, but the Scoutmaster stopped. But I think that failed attempt actually put like a seed there that may have not been there if I had completed it. And I realized that I think I was 29 at the time, didn't have any kids, didn't have a house payment, didn't have a car payment. I had a cell phone, like that's an insurance, that's about it. So I was like, look, if I'm gonna go,
if there's gonna be a time,
this is the window, right? So I did that, and then when I came back, it's like I bought a camera, right? Because I had been into cameras when I was young. I had filmed and done stuff for local bands and churches, and I'd been into that, and it fell off for more than a decade. And when I went back and I took all this, I took like 10,000 or 12,000 photos
on that trail.
On the trail. When I came back, I was like, man, I just like, life needs to change. Something needs to happen. I'm not living what I want to be living, right? So it took, came back in 2013, and then by 2017, I opened up my LLC and quit. I was doing I was a mover for several years, and then I did new construction, putting in windows, and I went from windows to video overnight. Like, drop of a hat. I was making videos on the weekend. Regal Automotive saw a video that I had made, and Sal told Elena to called me while I was on the job. The next day I was in the interview. Next day I was full-time video. It's weird because you're like, how is this gonna work? I don't know if this is gonna work. Like, you're scared, like, am I ever gonna be able to make it work? And then one phone call changes that, and then it's almost the same thing in the next stage, you know, of being a solopreneur. Now it's a company. Now it's a real deal, like, more than just me making videos.
Yeah, it seems like, just like in life, if you're pursuing, you know you're not being stale, sitting there doing nothing. You know you want ambition. You know you're something out there. And if you start to pursue it, the opportunity gets dropped. It's when you sit there and you do nothing, say, well, no one's knocked on my door yet. When in the heck are they gonna come here and ask me?
They're gonna knock, yeah.
Yeah, if you're not out there getting it, if you're not at least trying, it's never gonna come. So that's awesome. So while you were on the trail, did you catch the photography bug?
I mean, I had it. So when I was 15, I went to see my grandfather for the only time that I ever met him. And my aunt brought a camcorder. It was in Bellingham, Washington. And the moment I saw it, I was like, I will handle that for the entire trip, you know? And I still have that footage, but before I left, I was like, I had a little bit of money. I was like, maybe I can get a camera before I leave. My grandfather told me to put my money away, and he bought me a camera. I still have it. Bought me a tripod, he bought me a bag, he bought me high 8 tapes to go with it, batteries, like the whole shebang. Wow. And that launched the editing. I edited with VCRs, you know, one VCR here and play, stop, record, okay, pause, like just so like took forever to do anything. And then by I think 17 or 18, it started falling off. Kind of got into cars, you know, got a job, life, you know, just kind of takes over. And then I moved to Savannah for a little while. And then it wasn't until 2012 that that photo camera kind of reignited that, you know, and I knew I wanted to do something, but I wasn't sure what it was yet. And it took, so 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It still took 4 years to me dial it in and say, video is it. Like, that's the thing. So
your grandfather, very bright. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
When he said, I want to help my grandson, he knew what he was doing and passed that on. That's awesome. So now here in Lakeland, you got it developed into a full-blown company, as I understand. And you want to share any about that?
So we are Studio 61. I personally used to be just Zayo Multimedia, and then there were 2 other production companies that also closed their doors. And now it's me and Trey and Shawn and Marcos. And we're all together in it, and we're all business partners together. Wow. So
that's pretty big.
We're not employed, we're partners. So and of course we're gonna set an example of Marcos and his restaurant as well, of what, you know, I have plenty of work already, but the food it's top-notch stuff, the restaurant's top-notch, the bar is like, it's easy stuff to film and be inspired with also. So
I have his poutine cabano. It is on his appetizer. Okay. I have it at least once a week. Yeah. Sometimes twice a week. And it is one of the finest meals I've ever had.
It's dynamite.
Oh, it's delicious.
I don't think I've had that one. So I've had quite a few of them. So
it's rib, potato, onion. Oh, I want to eat it now. Yeah. So when you say that there's 4 of you, are the other guys, are they photographer, video, or what are they into?
So they also have done video. Shawn has a long history in recording major albums. You know, George, are you familiar with George Thorogood?
Oh, of course.
So he recorded multiple albums for George Thorogood and toured with him for I don't know how many years.
Wow.
He recorded like AC/DC, and
that's my group right there.
I don't know all the details, but when he starts going down his stories, and he has the platinum albums in the office. So I don't know how we lucked out to end up with this guy, but his background is in audio, but he has the drive and he has the motivation and whatnot, so he can help on the side that I'm not very strong in, audio. And then he is such a fast learner when
What's
it comes
his
to
name,
video.
Flynn?
His name's Shawn Berman.
Berman.
Yeah.
Man, I'd like to meet this guy.
Yeah.
Because I grew up with those guys. I grew up listening to Thorogood, AC/DC,
Yeah.
all those Squire,
Yeah.
all of man.
Yeah, they just had a Thorogood was just down here. So
Is he local here? So
who's that? Thorogood?
No.
Sean?
Sean.
Yeah. Yep.
I gotta meet
Sure
this guy.
is. So, and his wife works as the dessert chef at 1961. So that's how that connection was made.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I got to get in
Yeah.
on this. how does little Donnie Burns get in on this?
Yeah.
This thing's growing.
So
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
And then the other person?
So is Trey Chapman, and Trey Chapman, he sold cars for a long time. He was a top salesman in that area, and he decided that he wanted to change his life and do something different, that he wasn't happy where he was, and he started doing video. Like, he quit and just winged it. Like, I mean, props to him for just head
Same as
first into it. Yes. And he was making videos, and we were all talking or had done some work for Marcos before.
Okay.
And I was right on the cusp of really, like, I'd been making content for a long time, here and there. Some hits had, gone off, and something just kicked into gear, and I really started diving in, and that put me in a situation where I had a conversation with Marcos. There's a Santa Shreds video where I actually had told him, hey, do you want to be a part of this? And I sent him an email, and then afterwards I was like, hey, I never heard back from you, so I never saw it. So I think that put me back on his radar, because I'd met him a few times, and he called me one day and he's like, hey, do you want to come have lunch, right? And I thought, I kind of knew of Shawn, right? And I thought he wanted to maybe get us to do something together, but I was really like,
Anytime you get that call,
I don't know. Sometimes when you put two guys together to do video, it doesn't go well, right? Because they both think that and I didn't know Shawn at this point, so I had no idea what he was going to be like, or, but if you take two people and put them together that are experts.
you never know, yeah.
Exactly. So I was like, I don't know, but Marcos is like, I know this great, he said, lunch is on me. I know this great Latin restaurant. Don't worry about it. So I was like, okay, you got me. He threw a joke in there, and I showed up, and now Trey's there also. And I was like, what is going on? And Marcos walks us over to the table, and he says, all right, have a good meal. And he walks off. I was like, what is happening right now?
Up.
Yeah, so, and we started talking, and then the more we talked, I was like, okay, well, maybe, everybody is like, we're jamming, we're feeling all right. I'm still very leery of it. I needed a change at the time. There were things that you end up with bottlenecks in a business, especially as a solopreneur. I can't spell. I'm terrible at scheduling things, returning emails. I don't know email etiquette whatsoever. They send you an email, like, do I say thanks back, or is that too much, or am I supposed to reply to this, or am I supposed to copy everybody else in below? And I just rather not think about a lot of that stuff. And Trey is a monster when it comes to that stuff. He is just so on top of everything, and he has the marketing background for CRMs and for websites and all the stuff I don't know how to do. I just know media.
And he knew that. Marco knew that.
He did. He knew that background, and he put us together. And I just thought, oh, he's a video guy. Well, that wasn't really. He just did that as an outlet because he wanted to do something different. But his strengths were in something different. Now he's got an eye for sure. And then Shawn also, same kind of scenario. And it just has turned out to be almost the perfect triangle with Marcos, sometimes in, sometimes out. It depends on what we need, because he has so many employees that when we start hiring employees, he has that expertise. So, and then of course making content for him and blowing this bar up that's up top now. So it's just,
Bar Vasco.
it is.
It's beautiful up
It
there.
really is.
The view.
It really is.
I
It's
absolutely love it. He gave me a personal.
Did
He
he?
gave me a personal
that's
tour.
awesome.
Yeah, Chef Marco. I was like, we were just sat down there. He goes, hey, you want to? I was like, heck yeah, are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
let's go.
He took me up there and looked around. It's absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. What a good
Have
guy.
you been up there to try anything so far?
No, I haven't.
No.
It was just the private tour.
Yeah.
But I've eaten his poutine
Yeah.
cabano. Help keeping him in business because it's that good.
There's a lot of apps. So we just the other day we filmed all of the food and all of the drinks upstairs. It took all day to do, but they just made one thing after another and bring it out. And we had a whole setup. Let's see. Where is it?
And is it coming out soon? Is it going to be?
There'll be some
media?
pieces that will start to come out, so you can kind of see the setup here.
Wow!
It's a little electronic jib, and it moves the same movement every time. So then we have all the lighting, and we bring in.
So you didn't move the tripod; you moved the food.
The food would even stay still. It's a motorized crane basically, and it just moves the same movement every single time.
I see the weight balance there.
Yep, that's it. You got it.
Is this Droid? Is this operate on Droid? Because I seen you operating in it.
Yes. So this is actually it's filmed on the glasses here. So then I can wear the glasses, and when I open them, they turn on, and then let's see if when I take a picture, there's a little light.
Wow. Yeah.
So then I can record video also. So these I can take phone calls on them. I can listen to music on them. I can ask like, hey Alexa, or not Alexa, hey Meta, what am I looking at? And then take a photo and analyze it. Ray-Ban.
Dude.
Ray-Ban and Meta.
I got it up here. Let me show you this
Do
real
you
quick.
really?
I don't have your fancy stuff,
Yeah.
but mine's Ray-Ban and they got the
There you go.
speakers in them.
Okay.
And I listen to the music.
Yeah.
And the next step is the camera, because I can hear and take my phone calls and everything in there as well.
When did those come out?
I've had those for like 2 years.
Okay, so that's probably the predecessor now, and they've just
Yeah,
managed
they've
to
upgraded.
put them in a small. They don't even look that much different than.
Dude, that is cool. Dude.
And they're prescription too, so I can use them all the time.
Maybe it's time for me to upgrade.
Yeah. Before we sat down, I recorded the camera, and then when I sat down with you, I had them on, and I did a little clip.
You're famous for riding around on your Uniwheel.
Yeah.
What do you call that?
It's called a one wheel.
A one wheel.
Yeah.
Skateboard
Yeah.
of some sort.
Yeah.
And how does that work? Is it because you're fast at doing it? Is it because it's a good view? Is it a strategy? Or is it just because you're a skateboarder?
So no, I never did. I tried skateboarding when I was young a little bit, and I wasn't into falling and
breaking arms.
stuff. Yeah, I wasn't.
I got a brother
that
that-
wasn't my go-to. But no, I was filming a neighborhood, and I needed my hands free, and I was riding the bicycle, and I couldn't film I could only go so long, and then I couldn't, so I needed my hands free. So then I bought a Segway, one of the small Segways, but it was so slow that then I graduated to a one-wheel pint, which is a smaller version of the one that I have now, which I ripped my MCL on the inside of my leg really bad.
You ended up getting hurt anyway.
I got hurt bad. Yeah, it put me down for several months. So I was fortunate I did not get surgery, and it still healed up okay. And then I upgraded to the bigger, more powerful one wheel.
Okay, yeah.
So
And that's the one we've all seen.
Yeah, it's a filming thing. That's why I got it. It's for the filming thing. And then I thought, I tried some things on camera, and I was like, you need a hook, right? You need something in the very beginning, and it captures people's attention, right? Now, let's say I was on the one wheel, but I did it in my neighborhood. Most people wouldn't recognize it, right? But they would probably like, oh, that's cool. What is that thing that he's on? It raises curiosity. But now when I do it downtown, people are like, oh, what's that? Oh, that's Lakeland, right? So I've immediately had a hook, and I've made it relevant to the people of Lakeland, which is what I was trying to do. And I don't talk about my business that much. I very rarely mention it. If you go to my page, you'll see what it is in the top, and you'll see a video that you can watch that will explain a lot. But the stuff that I make really isn't, they're not
Commercial.
ads, they're not commercials, it's entertainment and investment in the community.
Now, that's a strategy, because I got the same strategy.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make money. I'm enjoying people,
Mhm.
entrepreneurs, Lakeland
Mhm.
people. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Not everything's about money.
Nope, it sure isn't.
So in the future, you guys gonna, any big projects or anything, or just looking for restaurants, commercial, anybody who's interested in getting their quality upgraded?
Yeah, we're looking for businesses who are ready to scale, businesses who want to really drive more customers and want to build their brand and want to build a deeper relationship with their customers, a longer lasting relationship with their customers. You know, not just, I mean, if you want to do one-off sales, we can do that. We can make ads and we can team you up and you can get sales right away. But hopefully we're running into businesses as well that want to build that long-term relationship with the people in their surrounding areas, or if they're national works also.
Oh, sure.
So
That's with this internet, man. It's worldwide. Your customers can be anywhere.
anywhere.
That's the
Absolutely
one thing I
anywhere.
love about
Mhm.
the internet. It's anywhere.
Yep.
Well, that is fantastic, and I've seen your work. I know you're an upgrade. I wish, man, to be the talent that you have and the style.
I appreciate it.
I'm just a
Thank you.
little amateur, man. Well, I appreciate your time. Tell the
Yeah.
guys I said hi, and I'd like to meet a couple of them.
Yeah, sure. I'll introduce you. You can come down to, you want to come over to Catapult and I'll introduce you to both of them?
Sure.
Yeah.
What's your website address?
It is studio61productions.com, which is studio and then 61, the numbers, productions.com.
Okay, and you guys are on Facebook and
Yep,
Instagram
we're
and
on
all
Facebook
that.
and Instagram, and I think that's it at the moment. So, but we'll be launching on all platforms.
Well, I
Yeah.
appreciate your time,
Yeah,
Jonathan.
man.
God
Thanks a
bless.
lot.
Thank you.
Thanks for the invite.
Absolutely.
So-
Thank you, Kovacs, for letting me use this room.
Yeah, there you go.